Here comes the lotus tutorial. Look at the pictures in your phone. This is the lotus I made before. The one I made is relatively small. You can see that they are all small petals. Now I'll teach you how to make this petal. Take a twisty stick and fold it in half. Then make it a little longer than a knuckle. Twist it twice on top, then adjust its shape. Let it lie down. Here, shape it. There are arcs on both sides. And pinch 3 circles. Then lay it down. Then lay it down and close the bottom. And close the bottom. This method is the same as the previous tulip, the small tulip before. I didn't pass it through the middle here, to ensure that each twisty tube is relatively flat, so I need to glue it here later. Now let's make half of the petals. Let's take a look. The petals made here, there are slightly different sizes, it doesn't matter. Now let's make the yellow stamen in the middle. I'll use yellow twisty tubes for this. Then fold it back and forth, like folding a fan. Friends who have watched my tutorial should know how to do this. This is also relatively simple. I used 3 twisty sticks and fold them into this shape. I also folded a lot of petals in advance, so I don't need to do anything now. I also bought these stamens, and I'm ready to glue. First, stick these yellow stamens on the flower stem. When sticking the stamens, pay attention to, one by one, and the joints should be slightly squeezed. Squeeze it while sticking, to ensure the upper plane is flat. After sticking, then adjust its shape. Just pinch it into a circle. Now let's stick this yellow stamen. This yellow stamens, you can actually glue it all over the plate and quickly put it on. But because there is one in front of me, the camera stand is not easy to operate, so I put it like this. It's relatively slower to stick. If you stick it yourself, you can glue the bottom of it and quickly put it on. Just look at its length from the front. Now, adjust the stamens a little bit evenly and keep the length similar. Now we start to glue the petals. Use your hand to gently bend the petals into an arc. Glue at the root. Now you can see here, and glue the loose parts and apply some glue to the unconnected areas. Then we'll put it from the back and put it on this yellow plate. Check the distance in front. It's almost okay. Every petal is done in the same way. Adjust the shape of the petals with a curved shape. Then glue it at the root. Then stick them together one by one. Let me fast forward a bit here. You can watch my technique in the video and then stick them in order. I stuck 7 petals in total. Let's take a look. Adjust the shape after sticking. After the first layer is glued, we stick the second layer. Adjust the petals of the second layer slightly, with a curved shape, and pinch the tip. The second layer of petals is between the first layer, between the 2 petals. Right in the gap between them. A little more exposed, so you can guess the position. Another one, let's take a look. When we stick it, we don't need to stick the petal completely to the stem, sticking out a little bit, because the first and second layers of the petals are the same size. If you want to expose them, you need to stick them out at the root of the petal, and also glue a little inside. This can make the petals stick to the upper layer, between the 2 petals. When sticking, press the petals with your hands, to make it stick more tightly. Now let's adjust the shape of the petals. The flower is basically done. Now, for these petals, there are some places where they are not connected. Look at it. Because the way I made the petals before, every twisty stick is straight, and each one does not cross. So in this way, there are some places that are not fixed, need to be glued. Everyone quickly stick it by yourself. I won't demonstrate it. After processing the petals, now I need to color the petals. The root of the stamen and the tip of the petal need to be colored a little. In this way, to give the flower a natural color gradient and transition, which will make it look better. Look, now we paint the surroundings of the stem a little pink, and then diffuse it outward from the middle of the stamen. Make sure the middle is slightly darker and slightly lighter at the transition to the petals. Now color the tips of the petals. Dye from the tip of the petal downwards. The tips of the petals are darkest, and then fade a little bit towards the petal. Let's take a look. Does the lotus look more three-dimensional? For coloring, you can also color it according to your favorite color. You can also make lotus flowers of different colors. Okay, that's all for this tutorial. Next tutorial we'll record lotus leaves.